You will learn quite a bit about pyramids in this video. While making the video, I realized that I knew very little myself. Firstly, there are quite a few more pyramids in Egypt than just the three most famous ones at Giza on the outskirts of Cairo, namely Cheops, Chephren, and Mycerinos. Up until 2008, a total of 138 pyramids have been discovered in Egypt, most of which are now quite deteriorated. Pyramids with names like Snofru, Sahure, and Djoser were unfamiliar to me. The latter is the oldest pyramid in Egypt and was erected just under 4,700 years ago. The three pyramids at Giza were built about 4,500 years ago. The tallest pyramid is Cheops, also called Khufu, initially standing at 146 meters, but due to vandalism and erosion, it has shrunk to today's 137 meters. Sudan lies directly south of Egypt and boasts more than 240 pyramids. There are over 200 pyramids in the Morariu region alone. The oldest of these is approximately 2,700 years old. Unfortunately, in 1834, the Italian treasure hunter Giuseppe Ferlini blew up the tops of more than 40 of these pyramids in search of gold and silver, irreparably damaging the structures in the process. I was unaware of the pyramids in Sudan, but I believe everyone is familiar with the South American pyramids, especially in Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. Most of these pyramids were built in the first millennium after the birth of Christ and are thus considerably younger than the constructions in Egypt and Sudan. The most famous pyramid in Central America is the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon at Teotihuacan in Mexico, standing at 63 meters. Many structures at religious centers like Chichen Itza and Uxmal are mostly low with a large platform on top and technically shouldn't be called pyramids. In October 1519, Cortez and his men invaded the village of Cholula in Mexico, killing 10% of the inhabitants. Afterward, the Spaniards settled in Cholula, and today the city is known for having a church erected for every day of the year. They also built a church on a nearby hill as a symbol of their Christian victory. During the construction of an institution for the insane in 1910, it was discovered that this hill is actually an ancient pyramid. According to volume, this is the largest pyramid in the world, as well as the largest monument ever built. Even more remarkable is the fact that it was constructed from mud, sand, and straw, adobe. I also did not know that there are pyramids in China. About 38 pyramids can be found near Xi'an in the Shaanxi province. The most famous of these is probably the burial mound of Han Yang Ling, located less than 2 kilometers from where the famous clay or terracotta army was found. For some reason, the Chinese are quite mysterious about their pyramids and apparently go so far as to plant bushes, grass, and trees on the pyramids. One can only wonder about that. Maybe we should first talk about what exactly a pyramid is. According to Wikipedia, a pyramid is a construction with at least 3 sides that converge at a point. In Egypt, it was sometimes used to bury royalty inside the pyramids, while in other parts of the world, pyramids were also erected as temples, observatories, and monuments. Before pyramids were built, people often buried royalty in mastabas, ziggurats, or burial mounds. I'm not including these constructions in the video about pyramids. There are also a few pyramids in Europe. In Austrat, Norway, there is a 500-year-old pyramid standing almost 60 meters high. It was erected by Ove Belke as a monument to his father, Jeans Bielke. In Rome, you can see the Cestius Pyramid. The pyramid is 36 meters high and made of white Italian marble. No one is sure whether the ruins of 2 pyramids at Hellenikon in Greece once served as watchtowers or monuments. Unfortunately, there is no history indicating that the Greeks were ever pyramid builders. In Guaymar on Tenerife in the Canary Islands, there are 6 constructions proudly referred to by the inhabitants as pyramids. However, there is no consensus on the purpose of these constructions. Sam Osmanagic claims that the world's oldest and largest pyramid is in Visoko, Bosnia. According to him, there are 3 pyramids, each about 12,000 years old. It must have been built during a time when large parts of Europe were covered by a nearly 1-kilometer thick layer of ice. However, geologist Robert Schoch of Boston University and archaeologist Paul Heinrich of Louisiana State University say that the hill Osmanagic refers to as a pyramid is nothing special. It's simply a geological phenomenon known in the USA as flatirons. Just in case you weren't paying attention, the world's largest pyramid is Cholula in Mexico. The tallest is Cheops or Khufu at Giza in Egypt. Djoser in Egypt is the oldest. The continent with the most pyramids is South America, and the country with the most is Sudan. There is, of course, a lot more that can be said about pyramids.